Anything else?
他に何か。
もう一個いいですか。道場の参加者のメンターでもいいんじゃないですけど、障害者の方がいるとそういう道場がある。
His question is how many kind of the mentors or contributors of CoderDojo who has a disability. So is there any way for them to contribute to CoderDojo? If there is a case study or something that he's interested in.
Where they're an adult contributing,
yeah.
not a ninja.
Not ninja.
Not ninja, an adult.
Including
Both. So
it's I've seen a story and nothing too formal, but I know a story of it was one of the very early CoderDojos where Bill was actually visiting it, and he met a kid, and he said to the kid, "What is your favorite part of CoderDojo?" And the kid says, "It makes me forget about my wheelchair. That's the one place where it has no impact. I can still work with my friends and build things, and it doesn't interfere with my life in any way." And I've been to CoderDojos where I've seen parents bring their children with special needs and maybe autism. They haven't had another outlet or medium to connect or spend time together, but yet building games or building a website or something visual was a way for the parent and the child to collaborate. So we've naturally seen these kinds of things, and it's surprised us. And I think as CoderDojo is more mature, there's massive opportunities for if there's mentors or ninjas who are mute or deaf, to devise ways to teach each other. I know that there's I think that there's massive opportunities there.
I help others to translate.
車椅子の人のところもあるし、is it after the wheelchair? What?
So it was autism. It's like a cognitive, like has difficulty in being in situations or difficult. It can get very frustrated or obsessed easy.
発達障害じゃなくて、そうですね、っていう例もある。
でも岡地さんとか目とか耳の話ですよね。
まあ僕はでもいいの。事例は何でもいい。要は参加者としてちゃんとそういう事例があるかっていうのをちょっと知りたい。
Is it also like blinded or Jai Hesho? G Hesho? Blinded or
So yeah, so for the two ones that and I have to be honest, I don't know with visually impaired. I know that there's visually impaired programmers who use assisted controls and accessibility, and it's I think with HTML you can build in accessible labels and elements and so on, so that they speak loudly, or for screen readers, which are quite important. And they're often forgotten people, so it can be quite impactful there. It hasn't been something that's specifically been focused on at the moment.
No, I can answer that.
Okay.
So we have there is a number of dojos in Perth by an organisation called Autism West, sorry, and they have created a number of dojos that specifically cater for kids with GSO. And then in London we have a collaboration between CoderDojo London and Salesforce, Thomson Reuters, with accessibility content for kids who are blind. And they have formed a working group called, I think it's called AY11 Hacks or something, but they are working on that as a pilot program to see what content they can create. There's also, I think, I know there's a dojo in New York that's relatively new that specializes in education for kids with a variety of disabilities, and has introduced CoderDojo, has just begun. They were actually Dojo 1,499 verified, and I just know that. And they are starting. They are introducing CoderDojo to see test their CoderDojo for their kids in Brooklyn. Yeah, like last month.
ブルックリンとかロンドンとかニューヨークとかで今ちょうどホットなトピックで今ちょうど、そういった人たちその自閉症を持っている方だとかさっきの、目とか耳とか障害を持っている人たちのための例えばスクリーンリーダーとかあるんですけど、そういう風な、そういった人たちのコンテンツを読めるようなものを作っていこうってプロジェクトがそういった各国で今始まっている状態で実際にそれをこう作ってこう広がコミュニティをもっといろんななんですかね、そういうなんかもっと僕らとかじゃなくてもっといろんな人たちにさらにだけじゃなくてもっといろんな人たちにこう機会を与えるためにそういったプロジェクトがその各国で実験的に今始まっている段階である。
And there's no reason as well why, if it was something that the community was interested in, is getting a few mentors, champions, community members who like making content to focus maybe together, maybe with the foundation, maybe with regional bodies, maybe with the Raspberry Pi educational team, to make a universal design content, because there's a huge like that has been worked on for over 40 years in terms of the beginnings of the history of computing, about making universal design accessibility in terms of making devices and for people to be able to access the same content as us. And if we were able to adapt those learnings and make it fun for kids to make new things like that, then I think that's a really good opportunity. And maybe there's things that are there, but it'd be cool to work on that.
でそういったのがあるともっとメンターとか忍者も含めてなんですけどもうどんどんいろんな人たちに広がっていくのでそれを今作って、いく段階作っていくで、具体的にはそのユニバーサルデザインって呼ばれるものなんですけれど、日本ではちなみに今年カンファレンスがあるんですけどそのユニバーサルデザインっていうのを、そのどんどんCoderDojoでも作っていくし、もし協力できるところがもし協力したい人がいればぜひそのコンタクトをしてくれれば。
And so while there are dojos that focus specifically on working with young people who have these disabilities, it's also a very big opportunity for children with disabilities to be in a CoderDojo with other children so that they can work together, that they've got this common medium of programming where they can build things together, but other children can understand and appreciate either being blind or deaf or mute or having autism or something, but being able to work with this person. Because I know as a programmer, when I build things, I don't often think of accessibility. I don't think of screen reading, and that's it's important that young people will be exposed to that. But by building things with them, we'll understand and appreciate.
なので、特になんですけどもし近くにそういった人がいたらさっきの話とも近いんですけどそのフィードバックとかインタビューとかしてもっとそういった情報が欲しいでその情報がさらにそのコンテンツとかユニバーサルデザインを良くするので、でさらにそれがCoderDojoコミュニティの輪をもっと広げていくので、ぜひなんですかねそういったところを一緒に進めていきましょう。
Cool. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.